Am I in focus? I think so. Anyways, what's up? Let's just jump right into it. So as you can tell by the title, today's brand and item showcase is Julius. Julius 7, Julius. I don't know what you call it. The label says 7. Well, like the label on garments say 7. And like the brand is called Julius, but then there's the 7. I actually don't understand how it works. Moving along. So I'll just break this down into like maybe like three main points. Well, like my personal take on Julius, a little bit of a brand overview as usual, and then showcasing the item and how that item reflects the brand in general. My story with Julius. Like for me personally, like I found out about like Japanese brands just by like browsing the web, and I really got stuck on the Viridian, and I just loved their style and aesthetic. And it took me a while until I discovered what Julius was. I was just browsing, and a lot of retailers just stock Julius. Yeah, I just never decided to click onto it. But once I discovered Julius, I was like, this is the stuff I like 100%. Like I pretty much like all their collections. And since like seeing like Julius being styled, I was just like in love with what they do and their cuts and silhouettes. But being the brand that it is very expensive in my opinion. And the sizing is just quite awkward for me personally, just because a lot of the times their items are cut very slim and the sizing is just weird. What personally drew me to the brand was it's very avant-garde take, but at the same time it's extremely wearable in my opinion. Also, I just love the ever-evolving style of the brand, and that's sort of seen now more than ever as their sort of departure from a more slimmer, very distressed, rough aesthetic to a more ephemeral, natural sort of aesthetic, but still keeping that core ethos of this sort of moody, black, hints of gothic still style. Yeah, personally I've been sort of going through this like turnover, like renaissance in my closet, so I'm like upgrading the basics that I have, and so very excited to show you this piece and very excited for myself for actually owning my first ever Julius piece. Yeah, and I look forward to getting more just because I love, well, just like the overall look. You can achieve that look very easily by owning a couple Julius pieces. Okay, just a very quick brief summary of the brand. It was founded in 2001 in Tokyo by Tatsuro Horikawa. Sorry for the pronunciation, not Japanese. Initially in 2001, it was basically just an art project. It was just like a way of showcasing art. It wasn't until 2004 is when he launched Julius and Julius 7, or whatever you want to call it, as the clothing brand we know today. I mean, he still kept his roots within art, so a lot of the items he produces now and back then were heavily inspired by art, architecture, film, music, everything, just life in general. And not only that, but obviously black. The color black, its connotations, and just what it means in general for different ideologies, its symbolism. And to him, black represents the avant-garde. I mean, you can probably tell from just looking at the brand itself. It's very avant-garde, but avant-garde in the sense that it's challenging the norm as the norm. It's a bit wishy-washy and a bit artsy-fartsy, but I think the best way to define the avant-garde is militant in changing the everyday. Yeah, and that's my favorite way of phrasing it. The brand is sort of kept to itself for the most part, but it's also worked with Takeshi Obato of Death Note fame, the guy that drew Death Note and does the art for it. And you could really tell that it's just like a match made in heaven, because they collaborated on several occasions through different seasons, and the items and just like the looks and like the artwork created are just amazing. And I would love to own like a piece from those collections one day. But yeah, that's just a very quick, I guess I should talk about the pieces as well. Yeah, sort of talking like more of the older side of Julius. Julius used to, in terms of the aesthetic, they used to sort of stick to the more gothic, industrial, very nitty-gritty style. They had a lot of waxed cargos, denim, stretch denim, distressed denims, you know, a lot of that sort of punk gothic style. But moving into like 2000s, they sort of switch gears almost and they're sort of moving towards a more ephemeral, oversized, flowy, still black, but more embracing the what's the word? The more natural side of things rather than the industrial. But it still gives off the same chaotic, gothic vibes, but in a more subtle, sort of like a softer take on it. Personally speaking, I love both sides of it, but I will say that the more ephemeral stuff I think is just incredibly beautiful, and I would love to own some of those items myself. That's a bit about the brand. I mean, it's quite brief. I think you get the point. Moving on to the item. The item I'm going to show you today, I got from a secondhand consignment store in Sydney. Yeah, it's one of the older pieces, so I'll just show you right now. It's quite simple, really. It's a double layered sleeveless tee. I mean, it is quite long. It is very long. I hope you can see, you get a gist of it, but the bottom is very important, I think, because it's got a sort of slight J cut to it. Yeah, it's uneven bottom, so it sort of like scoops like this, and sort of like what's the word? I don't know. You get the point. It's a double layered tee. Brands like Rick Owens have done double layered tees before. From what I've seen online, Julius, the quality is and the cut is slightly better from what I've heard. Yeah, shout out to Julius. But yeah, a bit more about the piece. So if you look a bit more details on the piece, it's completely double layered. So this is the neckline, and you can't see any ribbing on the neck because it's double layered, and then sleeveless, can't see any ribbing. A seamless double layered tee. What's interesting is the fabric choice. So it's 50% cotton and 50% cupro. So it is very silky, very soft, but also extremely stretchy. And then just the tag for those interested. So it's from the Spring Summer 2014 collection, or it's from the Spring Summer 2014 collection Ghost, size 2, 50% cotton, 50% cupro, as you can see. Check out the article. That right there, that's a keeper. 457, come 13. Yeah, made in Japan. And obviously it's secondhand, so there's a bit of distressing. I mean, you can't really tell, but there's like holes and stuff. But it's double layered, so it's fine. I don't mind it. And plus, like, distressing, I quite like distressing. I think distressing adds a bit of character and shows signs of wear and tear. And overall, it just makes a garment look more interesting, in my opinion. Granted that it's not overly done and exposes like the wrong areas. Yeah, just from feeling it, the quality is definitely like super nice, super luxurious feeling, very comfortable. What I was really drawn to with this tee is just the way it works. The real special part about this is the fact that the material is very stretchy, but at the same time it's also double layered. So you get this very cool stacking effect. And not only that, but because of its length, you can adjust the length so you can have like a sort of long line tee. But then if you really wanted to, because of how it sticks and clings to the body, you can ruche it upwards, and then you get a more cropped fitted tee look. You get even more stacks, and it's just like, it's very modular in that sense, and it sort of just like fits into any style you want. Like if you need a long line tee, you can use this tee. You need a fitted one, you can use this one. And it's just perfect for the spring summer, obviously. Very breathable fabric, and then the cutoff sleeves, you know. Yeah, just very excited to own this tee and very grateful for having it. But yeah, I'll show you some on body so you can tell how it fits. Size 2, usually I'm a size 3, especially in bottoms. You can get away with a size 2 if you're like a medium large, or size 3 if you're a medium large. Just because of how stretchy the fabric is, it can fit multiple sizes. like and subscribe, please.